Be opposed to. Although everybody was opposed to his proposal, he finally succeeded in changing the rules. I am absolutely opposed to the use of nuclear weapons. Be dressed in. I couldn't recognize the man because he was not dressed in his policeman's uniform. Be make up of. The human body is made up of millions of cells. Be composed of. The committee is composed of 7 top-class scientists. Be pleased with. Westerners visiting Japan are pleased with things inherently Japanese. Be pleased at. Westerners visiting Japan are pleased at things inherently Japanese. Be pleased about. Westerners visiting Japan are pleased about things inherently Japanese. Be bored with. Next time you are bored, take a walk. Be delighted with. I am sure my husband will be delighted with the result. Be delighted at. I am sure my husband will be delighted at the result. Be delighted by. I am sure my husband will be delighted by the result. Be disappointed at. Be disappointed by. Be disappointed at A and B. I was very much disappointed at his refusal to join us. Be fed up with. I don't want to eat hamburgers anymore. I am fed up with them. Be endowed with. Man is endowed with reason. Be faced with. Large parts of the world are faced with the threat of famine. Be occupied with. Be occupied in. He was closely occupied with his business beyond his age. As to me, there is not much to say. As for me, I have nothing to say against the plan. In respect of. I have nothing to say in respect of your view. With respect to. I have nothing to say with respect to your view. In regard to. I think she was wrong in regard to that. With regard to. I think she was wrong with regard to that. In relation to. Wages vary in relation to the age of the worker. Regardless of. You ought to work hard regardless of your income. Apart from. Apart from his parents, no one knows him well. Aside from. Aside from his parents, no one knows him well. At the mercy of. The sea was rough and our ship was at the mercy of the waves. At the sight of. She was very much frightened at the sight of the big snake. By means of. We express our thoughts by means of words. By virtue of. He was given the job by virtue of his great experience. By way of. I'm going to Europe by way of America. I meant that by way of a joke. For fear of. Some people are unable to take advantage of opportunities for fear of making mistakes. For lack of. This problem cannot be discussed here for lack of time. For want of. This problem cannot be discussed here for want of time. For the sake of. Society exists for the sake of the individual. In view of. In view of his efforts, I'm sure he will pass the exam. In terms of. He thought about the matter in terms of economics. On good terms with. It is important for her to be on good terms with neighbors. Tom and Jim have been on good terms for many years. In the light of. In the light of the rapid changes of the world, we also have to change our ways of living. In the course of our conversation, he referred to his youth. In favor of. I am in favor of the 5-day week. In honor of. A welcome meeting was held in honor of Mr. Smith. In place of. Bill attended the meeting in place of father. In charge of. A good nurse was in charge of the patient. In case of. In case of fire, telephone the fire station. On behalf of. In behalf of. The lawyer said he would speak on behalf of Mr. Smith. For the benefit of. He made a trip for the benefit of his health. On the ground of. On the grounds of. He wishes to resign on the ground of ill health. On the ground that S+V. He wishes to resign on the ground that he is ill. On top of that, he was trusted by the native people there. Except for. I have a good memory, except for names and faces. Because of. They cannot divorce because of their children. On account of. The paper was rejected on account of its poor writing. Owing to. I missed the train owing to the accident. Due to frequent illness, he gave up his job. Dr. Miller was unable to give his speech due to the late arrival of his plane. Thanks to his advice, I have saved a lot of money. In spite of the sunny weather, the air was rather chilly. She showed her courage in the face of danger. With all his friends like him, with all his faults, with all this noise, she couldn't study. For all his wealth, he was still unhappy. In comparison with autumn is far more suitable for study in comparison with spring.